Okay, this video is about how to do a cloze read in 5 steps. We've been working on this in class, and I wanted to do it on video so that those of you later that might need to see this, you can log into your computer and see that, or rewind it back as many times as you need. All right, the first step is number all the paragraphs in the left margin. Now, what we have done in class this week, and I'll show you an example in just a few minutes, is I have provided each of you with articles from readworks.org. And we have gone through and we've worked on this together, so I'll show it to you again. I want to walk through the steps with you and then show you the example. Number 1, it says number all the paragraphs in the left margin. Now, we did that in class, so you know what that looks like, and I'll show you the example. Number 2, chunking. It says draw a horizontal line between each paragraph, and I'll show you the example of what I mean by chunking. Step 3 is underline and circle with a purpose. For example, this week we've been talking about all the common and proper nouns, how to identify those. Well, as we read our passage this week, we circled all the proper nouns and we underlined all the common nouns. And I'll show you an example of how we do that as well. Okay, and step number 4, in the left margin on our paper, we're going to ask the question, what is the author saying? So on the left margin of your paper, as you will see in just a few minutes, in 10 words or less, you will summarize what that little paragraph is about. Now, step number 5, this is the most complex step. This is one that has a lot of steps involved in it. On the right margin, this is where you're going to do the following. We are digging deeper into the text. The first thing you do is use a power verb to describe what the author is doing, okay? So after you've read that paragraph, you're going to ask yourself, well, what's the author doing here? Is he or she comparing something? Are they contrasting something? Are they telling us how they are different? Are they describing something for us? And you're going to write just those 1 or 2 little words there to help you remember, well, this is what's happening here. The next step is represent the information with a picture. You'll draw a picture on the right-hand side of what's happening in that paragraph. And then to finish it up, you're going to ask a question. After you've read that, you're going to ask yourself a question after that paragraph. Well, I still have a question. What's the author doing here? Okay? So those are the 5 steps I wanted to share with you. Now I want us to look together at an example. And I've already marked these for you. And I'll set the camera up here where I can film it and show you how I've done this. Okay, let me move a couple of things here on this desk. And move my camera down. Sorry about all the extra movements here. All right, the first thing that I did on this example, and our steps say, is to number the paragraphs. As you've seen, I've done this on the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 paragraphs. Step number 2 says that I need to go through and I need to do chunking. Now, chunking is just what I did with the green line here. That's where I've drawn a line after each paragraph. Okay, so that'll help me to see which chunk I'm talking about. It's called chunking. Step number 3 is when we circle and underline with a purpose. Well, in this example, we're looking for all the common and proper nouns. And what I did, I made a note up here at the top to underline CN. CN for me will remind me that I'm underlining the common nouns. I have a square or a circle, either one you want to do. I'm going to underline or circle the proper nouns. And then I've done that right here in this first paragraph for you. I've underlined all the common nouns and circled or squared the proper nouns. And then step number 4 in the left margin, I summarized what the author was saying, okay? And I wrote down, you probably can't see it very well, but it says, a sick girl is taken to a clinic in Kenya. Now, I summarized that first paragraph in 10 words or less, okay? And then in the right margin, what I want to do is use a power verb, okay? So I wrote right here, you may not, I hope you can see it, but it says describing, all right? I know that the author in this paragraph is describing something. He's describing a sick girl, okay? The next step is that I want to draw a picture, and I've done that. Here's a person that's sick. You're not happy when you're sick. And there's a doctor's bag, so that will remind me later when I study this, okay, this paragraph was about a sick person, a sick girl. Then the next step is I want to ask a question. Well, my question is, I want to read and find out, why is the girl sick, okay? So you would do this for each one of your chunks. You would do step number 5, which again is write down a power verb describing what's going on in the next paragraphs. Then you would draw a picture to help you remember what's happening here. And then any questions you may ask or have that you want to ask or find out later as you read, you're going to write that as well out to the right. I hope this helps you and that you can watch this several times over to remember what it means to do a closed read. And we're going to do more examples of this in class throughout the year. Thank you very much. Have a great day.